Welcome to today's Lunch and Learn webinar, a completely new way to use JET Professional, brought to you by ArcherPoint. JET Reports recently released JET Professional 2017 R2, which provides significant enhancements for users to manage, run, and view business reports. The changes provide a much more effective and easier to use reporting experience. Today we'll show you ways to get the most out of this latest release. Our presenter today is Jason Taylor. Jason has been in the database and reporting consulting world since 2007. He possesses expertise in the areas of databases, business analysis, finance, business intelligence reporting tools, and project management. Jason thrives on being able to share his knowledge and help others be successful with reporting. He enjoys the challenges of working with data and ensuring the data makes sense. Jason is currently lead consultant in the BI practice at ArcherPoint. In today's webinar, he'll demonstrate some of the new features of JET Professional 2017 R2. He'll walk us through accessing and using the revamped web portal, drill down for GL reports, folder navigation, and much more. So let's go ahead and get started. Jason, over to you.
Wow, thanks, Suzanne. And welcome again, everybody. Good morning or good afternoon, I guess, depending on where you're calling in from. My name is Jason Taylor, as Suzanne said, and today we get to learn all about JET Reports 2017. It's pretty cool, but before we get started, let's see if my PowerPoint here is going to work. There we go. We have some audience polls. Suzanne, can you help us out?
Absolutely. So our first poll is up on the screen. You can just use your mouse to select the answer that is most appropriate for you and your organization. I'd like to know which JET Reports products you currently use. And we'll leave this open for just another moment. It looks like we have the majority are on JET Professional. About a quarter are using JET Enterprise, and a little over 10% of our audience is not using JET Reports currently. So I'm going to go ahead and close this poll. Thank you, everyone, for your feedback there. And we're going to go ahead and launch our second poll, which is whether or not you are currently on JET Professional 2017 for those of you that are. And NA is an option there as well. All right, so the majority, the results are still coming in. Looks like out of those that are using it, well over half are not currently on 2017. About 30% are. So thanks, guys, for helping us get to know you and your situation a little better when it comes to JET. All right, back to you.
Wonderful. Thanks, Suzanne. Yeah, so that actually answers a lot. So you guys that are on JET Professional 2017, you may have seen some of the things we're going to talk about. The user interface is a little bit different inside of JET Reports itself. But if you're not using the web portal, you're still missing out on a pretty big part. So let's see, my little clicker still doesn't work very well. There we go. So JET Professional 2017, you may have heard of JET before, known as JET Essentials. So formerly known as JET Essentials we have here. Last year they changed the name when they released 2017, and then this year they released the second version of this, R2, on February. So if you've been updating, then you would have gone through these versions after they were released. They actually have a R3 beta out right now, so they're still developing away over there, and today you'll see a lot of what they've done. So when I originally started to do this presentation and prep for it the other day, I went through and I started with Prezio, and I had this big outward approach and looking in, and then I said, let's just get into the product. Instead of talking about it, let's actually get in there and use it. So if you're on the call and you're an ArcherPoint employee, you can actually go to dw.archerpoint.com and log in and play with me. Everyone within the company currently has rights to our test site. If you have a web portal of your own set up, if you're inside of your company, you might be able to get to it by using a server address. So we actually have a our certificate configured for ours. That means that anywhere in the world I can go to this website and hop right into the portal, whether that's on my phone or iPad or wherever. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in here. And this is the web portal if you haven't seen it. Mine isn't very big. I didn't do a lot of reports for this demo. Figured quality over quantity, I guess. But when you log in, you'll see I have a folder set up. It's just called folder 1. We could have called it finance or whatever we wanted to call it. In fact, let's pretend it's finance for this presentation. So inside my finance folder, I have some finance reports. Here they are. If I wanted to see the details of one, simply come in, click on it, and then you've got all your little options down here. So new folders, running it, details, download it. We'll go through a lot of these. I'm going to click on details here. And I actually had another one in mind for the demo, but this one works fine. So inside of here, we have the report, the name itself, a description for it, the relevant details. So if you have multiple data sources or companies, how's the report running? When was it last published? And when was it last run? So all of you that have JET reports currently know that in order to use the product, you would need to open Excel, go to your JET ribbon, refresh the report, and it would query your database and you'd get all your information. You also know that in order to do that, you would need to be on-premise or have a VPN or some other remote data source set up. JET actually has a few options for those. But the web portal in itself is just completely new in how it works. So at the bottom of the screen there's a run button. And if you push this, it's going to pop up and ask you for all of your options. So just like a JET report would do if you're at your local computer, I want to run this report for these ranges and this customer. Well, come on in. We can even click the little lookup. In your options, you have different lookups we can do. So come and check a few if we wanted to. Hit OK, and then run the report. So what's happening here, the report itself is actually running on the server. So gone are the days of the accountant having to open a report and wait 5 hours for it to run where it locks up her Excel. Now you just click here, run, and it's ready to go. Let's keep going down. Beneath this, we have the different people we're sharing the report with. So if we wanted to come in and share this with a new user, no longer do we have to go through the process of configuring domain level security, at going in and opening a folder and saying who does and doesn't have access to it. With the web portal, simply come in. Well, now I'm sharing with everyone. So let's say I want to share just with the domain users. I'm zoomed in pretty far here. Let me zoom out. Select my users, say share, and there they are. So now everybody that's logging in that's in this group or one of these people, once they hit that report page, they have this report available to them. So lots of ease now. They've really taken a lot of the technical side out of this. The run history here. Oh, look, I actually got an error message when I ran that last time. I wonder what it was. Process running the report crashed and could not recover. That's a new one. Look at that. We'll hop on that server here in a minute. Maybe we can see what's wrong with it. But you'll see down here I have my previous runs of it, and I can actually open this previous run. So if I had one that was running, let me go to the one that I was actually using earlier that I know works. I was using this one here. And let's see if this one runs. Run duration. Let's see if the run history worked that time. Yep, there's the status. There's my options. You can see the last time I ran it, I have different options. So if I wanted to see the 2017, I could simply come in and click open. The new web portal integrates with OneDrive and Office 365 Online. So you don't even need to have JET or Excel installed. You can run this anywhere from any browser or, like I said, your phone. So here's our report, and you'll see that it has the date of 2017. So all these run history versions that you have here, you can come in, you can open them, You can download just all the basics. A couple more things to hit on this web portal. I love this web portal, guys. I really do. I really hope everyone gets it after this because it is that amazing. Check this out. Next, we have versions. If you're a designer of a JET report, you know there's nothing worse than opening the report, saving it because you think you've done it right, making a few changes, and then a week later finding out you did something wrong, and hopefully you have a backup of that report, right? I mean, all the designers on the call should be nodding their heads like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Well, the new web portal keeps versions. So if you publish a different version, you can simply come in and recover it. So really, really cool stuff. Last year, for the individual reports of web portal features, we have the schedule. If you've used the scheduler in JET, and especially if you've ever had to configure a new user using the schedule in JET, you know that it can sometimes be a little tricky. Again, JET's taken things and simplified it with their new web portal. If we come in here and let's say we want to schedule a new task, as an accountant, maybe you want to receive your flash report or your executive report or something every single morning at 7 a.m. Well, scheduling's never been easier. Daily, when do we want to start? Run every how often? Put my password in and save. I actually said I wanted this to run at 7 though, didn't I? So we do it at 7. And now save. All right, there we go. We now have a report that's going to be scheduled to run every day at 7 a.m. We could come into our web portal, we could click on the report, and we wouldn't have to wait for it to run. Additionally, the other features of JET Report for scheduling, you could add more reports to this. So maybe you get 2 reports sent to you in the morning or run for you in the morning. We haven't gotten to the sending part yet. That's the last tab here, so email distribution. So who do I want to send this to? What's the title? And the body. So same functionality we have in JET Professional. It's just, it's all 100% mobile now. Pro tip, if you're setting this up, you'll notice at the top it's giving me a SMTP error. You can set those inside of your administrator settings. So whatever SMTP service you're using. All right. Let's see, what else is there really to the web portal? There's not too much to the web portal. It's really just about bringing the functionality of your local JET reports and giving it to you everywhere. Some other things you can do in here, if you don't have JET reports installed on your machine, a cool little trick that the web portal does is it takes all the work of configuring users away. So if you're a viewer or something in Excel or JET reports, or maybe a designer, you can come up here to the top and download the Excel add-in. And what that does is it downloads the JET setup file. So I'm not actually going to install mine. If I did, I would double click on it and it's going to come up and do the typical JET options. But what makes this special is it configures all the data sources for me. So no longer do you have to go around and set up everybody's machine with their special data sources. This will configure that to use the centralized service that you're running, and it should be as simple as downloading and installing. All right, let's see. I didn't want to open it that way. I wanted to download it is what I wanted to do. So if you want to download one of your reports, you can come in and click on it and go into details, or you can click download here. Downloading report, downloads it like any other report. Let's say I open this one up and enable editing. And here's my JET ribbon. So just like any other JET report, this is the one we just saw online. If I press refresh, I have all my options. So let's maybe run this for 1/1/18. Click OK, and this should go and run for us. So all the reports you store online, download them, deliver them to your CPA, your accountant, your lawyer, I don't know, whatever you need to do. Really easy to do. But let's say you want to make a change. What were my report options? Let's do a filter on, I don't know, let's do a filter on something. Maybe we'll do it on the customer type. If I switch into design mode, one of the new features of JET 2017 is the report options icon here. And if you click on this, it's going to pop up and ask you what options you want. So if you're a JET reports designer, then you know to create JET reports options, you have to create a special tab. You have to put in a bunch of keywords, and they have to be configured. JET reports taken that, I guess, memorization of the keywords and management of the options tab and automated it for us. So here we have options, and if we wanted to put a new one in, this is a new option. The value could be whatever it's going to be. And if I wanted a tooltip, I could do that there. Additionally, we have lookups. So again, if you're a designer and you're familiar with lookups, then this is saving us all the steps of having to put these in. So let's see. Maybe I want to filter on some kind of customer group code. Who knows? Put it in, press close, and we should have the new option that filters on the group. Cool. So really streamlining this. Oh, one other thing to show you on in this report. The drill down is new, updated, and pretty awesome. Come on into a cell, and you can drill into it by clicking on the drill down icon or by selecting drill down from the top of your screen. That should pop up, with my drill down. So here I just have one set of values for this customer, so it's not really that cool of a drill down, but you can see it looks a lot different. You can also do things like export to Excel. You could open multiple tabs. So let's say you want to compare sales this year to the details of sales last year. Well, now we have both of those open. And maybe you want to export to Excel. Well, now you can export all tabs and compare them. So, I mean, you used to could do this. You would have to open and close it twice. You could select all cells, copy, close out, open a new Excel document, and paste. But again, JET's just really connected a lot of dots in this version. So let's close that and hit the last. Let's take this full circle. So we've downloaded our report, or we went to the website, we used the web portal, we opened the report in Office 365, and we said, yeah, this is cool, but we wanted to change something. So we downloaded our report. We've now added our extra option. You can pretend that we've gone in and actually put the filter on, because that would be the next step. You would add the option to your filter. Maybe we wanted to name this to customer name as well, so we can actually see a change when we upload it. And now that we're happy with our report, you'll notice that there's this new icon in your modes that says publish. So if you're wondering, the reports are in the cloud, how did they get there? Well, this is how. In design mode, if you come in, well, you have to have your services tier configured. So again, to really use the web portal in JET 2017, there is a little bit of configuration, and you have to be using the JET services tier. The JET services tier manages all your users and your setup. So if you're not using that, that is the first step. So I'm using that, and I'm going to go ahead and press publish. When I publish a report, it says I can do it as a new one and give it a name and a description, or overwrite one of the existing. I'm just going to go with that one there. And let's see if this works. Bam, there we go. If I go to my web portal, let's see if it's in there. Hey, look at that. We've got a new report. I can't open it yet, because remember we published it in design mode, so technically the report's never been run. But I can come in here and click run, and I should have my new option. There it is. Users can now define the customer posting group when they run this report. let's go ahead and we'll just stick with the options. We'll go back to 17 maybe. Oh, let's do 12. Just so something different is there. Run the report. There we go. So we have our new report published. It's there. We should be able to, yep, we could download it again if we want to make another change. But let's just go ahead and open it here. And there we are. We have our new customer name. We have our new option. From here, we can print it out. We can share it with people. We can email it. I can pull up on my iPad and take it into the conference room, and just lots of stuff. All right. So that was a lot. I hope you understood or followed some of it. Let's see. Let's see if I covered everything I wanted to. So Jet Professional, again, we have the new web portal, and the new web portal integrates with Office 365 Online, which gives you up-to-the-minute 100% mobile solution. So again, before I did this call, I did test that. I got on my phone and pulled it up, and it's a little small on your phone, but you can still see it and actually run your reports and get them. Don't forget about version control and simplified sharing and improved scheduling. These are such big deals as a report designer that deals with this stuff all the time, and their domain level security with folders and trying to email reports around. This is just such a godsend. Next, what's in the actual Excel itself, or what really wasn't part of the portal that I talked about. So we have the newly configured Excel add-in. Remember, it will configure itself for users, so no longer does your IT staff have to run around and configure 15 machines. The new drill down. If you're a GP client watching this, you have some features there where you can drill into some values. Nav clients, we just get the awesome new look and exports and such. The report options is pretty cool and great for new designers. I think people are really going to like that. And, I didn't cover dashboards. I mean, I kind of did, but the inside of your portal, if you have Jet Enterprise, you probably also have the Jet Dashboard Builder, where you can connect to your cubes and then publish dashboards. So there's a section for that here. I don't really go too into it. The dashboards are cool. Come in, you pick things, they'll size and show you the different criteria. But yeah, definitely part of the web portal, but the dashboards aren't new. They've just integrated it in and it works pretty well. All right. Oh, last thing. Gosh, there's so much to talk about. The product enhancement guide, that's a picture of it there on my right. If you'd have to go to the Jet website to get it, but there's a product enhancement guide. Let's see if I can pull it up.
We can send a link to everybody with the follow-up email if you'd like, Jason.
Oh, that'd be perfect. Yeah. So if you guys are curious and you want to see more about this, basically everything I covered is in the new product enhancement guide for R2, or a lot of it is at least. So the new web scheduling and some of the other cool stuff. So check it out if you guys have time.
Yeah, we'll make sure to get everybody the link. So we do have a couple questions if we're ready for Q&A.
Yes. 5 minutes at the end for this.
Yeah. Mike wants to know who creates the data table or data dictionary to access the fields of information.
Creates the data dictionary to access the fields of information. Yeah, I might have to get you to specify clear on that one. There's a data dictionary available to you if that's what you're looking for. So
would it be, I guess, the admin, whoever has admin?
Yeah. Well, we can always tell you, like us at Archer Point, we can help you find the tables if you want. There's also the MSD Insight. Mm-hmm. If you're looking for a guide of what tables are in Division and how to use them, the MSD Insight is definitely the best one.
And Mike, we'll follow up with you afterwards if we get that answered to your satisfaction here. A couple more questions. I know we're running short on time. And Mike, if you want to add anything to that, you can either raise your hand and I'll unmute you, or you can add to your question in the questions pane. Mark would like to know what versions of nav this works with.
I don't think there are any limitations on the version of nav. Well, no, 2000, I'd take that back. 2013 or higher, or 9. It'll tell you in the release notes. So I could pull those up for us real quickly.
I think you're...
You need the SQL connection, though. That's the key. So you have to be able to connect to the tables. And I might be talking a little bit outside my specialty there. But yeah, I don't think Seaside would work. So I would want to check the release notes to be double sure. But I think you'd have to be 2013 or higher.
Yeah, 2013 or higher. Great. Interesting. Thank you. Next question. It's been a long one, so 4-part question, so stay with me. Number 1, does the past report keep the reports themselves or only the option values?
Does the past report keep the reports themselves? It will keep the values when you run.
Yeah.
It will keep the values when you run the report, or you can tell it to save the options when you're running it. So like if you were in a report and you were running it, there should be, I remember these options.
So in your history then, does it actually just capture a copy of the report when it was run? Whenever you, I can't remember where that was.
Yep, that's exactly what you'll do. Okay. So if you were to go into the different running history, you'd find that this one has the report date of that, and this one is that, and if I opened them, they would be reflective.
Okay. I don't know if that answers your question, Giovanni, but I think maybe. Number 2 is, are emails kept with the attachment of the report on OneDrive, or what type of report format is given?
The Excel document. So you're going to just get the Excel document like normal.
Mm-hmm. But not a copy of the email, right?
Well, you receive an email with an attachment.
Yeah.
And the attachment is the report, so the doc.
Okay. Number 3 is, if you downloaded the Excel file from OneDrive and the user wants to refresh or change an option as you showed earlier, he says he's assuming that you would now need to configure their workstation still with a proper JET report connection.
That is correct.
Yeah, if they want to make any changes.
Yep.
All right, great. And then lastly, when you run the report on the portal, the option has a choice to save values. Is this per user logged into OneDrive?
When you run the report on the portal,
Has an option.
You caught me on that one. Let me say.
Has the option to, the option has a choice to save values. Is this per user logged into OneDrive? So they remember these options.
I assume they're talking about these. Remember.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to test that. I actually haven't been asked that before. Great question. I'll find out and follow up.
Number 4 there. All right. And Tristan, thank you. We have a JET expert on the line. He says both.
Yes.
Okay. The JET web portal only works with nav 213 and newer. Okay, yeah, we already got that one. Great. We've got about a minute left, so I guess we'll wrap it up. If we didn't get your questions answered, feel free to reach out to us. We do appreciate your time today, and we hope you consider it time well spent. Please provide your feedback or additional questions or suggestions for future Lunch and Learn topics via email to info@archerpoint.com. Again, that's info@archerpoint.com. Again, thanks everybody for your time, and thank you, Jason, and thank you, Tristan. This concludes today's session. Have a great rest of your day.